Hey, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Profitable Prescription Podcast.
Hosted by Dr. Mehrdad Hariri. Join us every week for insightful discussions about the future of pharmacy business.
Hey there, I'm Mehrdad Hariri. I'm your pharmacist in chief, and I'm here to take you on a journey through the fascinating world of pharmacy. The Profitable Prescription Podcast, where pharmacy meets profitability. I'll be your guide through the dynamic landscape of pharmacy industry, and together we'll dive into the most pressing topics and trends that are shaping the future of healthcare and the pharmacy industry. As most of you may know, I'm a pharmacist. I've been a pharmacist for close to 40 years. And I've owned several stores. And back in 2016, after 25 years of owning those pharmacies, I saw the DIR fee that was put on my desk to pay the PBMs. And I looked at it and I said, how is that possible? How can I pay these folks $48,000, which was at 3% or 4%, over 3 months period? There's no way. That's a lot of money. It got me thinking, and I looked at my businesses in all three locations, looking at those DIR fees, and then it hit me that this is unsustainable. There's no way that any pharmacy can pay these type of fees and still stay in business. So I sold my pharmacy to another independent pharmacy, which they're actually doing really well right now, and they fill tons of scripts. And I moved on to the technology part. And during the time that I owned these pharmacies, I also owned a technology company that I started in 2005 that helped our stores grow their business and increase their reach and create this different type of programs that we were able to provide nationally to all 50 states, to clinics and hospitals and nonprofit organizations and so on. So I got the technology. I went on in 2017 and I started to recreate those type of programs so that we can provide that to every independent pharmacy across the country so they can grow their business. I know it's hard these days to make a buck. I totally understand it. I look at the data from some pharmacies and I see that, you filled 100 prescriptions and, let's say your gross profit was $500, but then after DIR fees, it's only $150 or $200. And I'm looking at those numbers and I'm saying, well, how can they be sustainable? How can you stay in business with all the fees and regulations and technology that goes behind your PMS, your licensing, your continuing education fees, with all the fees that's involved in regulatory and things like that? How can you operate a pharmacy with just $150 worth of profit every day? Okay. So the DIR fees was a big hit to every pharmacy, and we see the result. I believe the last record that I looked at, roughly less than 2,000 stores have closed down since year 2020, and which is a lot of pharmacy, mom and pop pharmacies. Some of them were located in, with an area that, for example, they were the only pharmacy, but there was no way they could have sustained that type of business if, they're losing money. And they would rather do something else and make more money. So this is the story. This is where we're at these days. And I understand that every one of you are facing that type of a challenge on a daily basis. Your wholesalers, when you look at your wholesalers and you buy products and, you talk to the colleagues, and I see that more often than once. And I see it that, say a typical pharmacy pays $5 on a product. And then I see another pharmacy, the pharmacist, the owner says, I'm not making any money. And I'm saying, okay, well, take a look at your product. What do you buy it at? Well, I'll buy it at 14. I said, well, I know of some pharmacies that are buying it for 5. So, you're basically your purchasing power, or what your wholesaler sells you the product for, that's where you're part of why you're losing money. And you need to look at your supply chain. You need to look at what you purchase. Of course, what you get paid is also important, but most of the time, and not, I would say 50% of the times in my experience that I've seen, it's the cost of goods that is really have put that, challenge in what you do on a daily basis, because, you're buying a product and an insulin for $500 and the insurance pays you $502. Well, and then you got to wait 30 days to get your $500 back, and then get $2 back. And then on top of it, if you're unfortunate enough, then you have to pay $100 DIR fees, which in 2024 now, it's going to be right up front. So you have a chance now to kind of look in every transaction that you run through and see what your DIR will be. Of course, you have to pay the, last quarter of 2023 DIR fees, which that's going to become challenging. And then you're going to think, okay, well, how do I handle that situation? My customer has been coming to me for years. What do I tell them? Hey, this insulin that you just dispensed for you in January 15th of 2024, I'm losing $150, so I'm not going to fill it. Go to Walgreens, go to CVS, or go to some other pharmacy. I mean, what do you do? Okay. Well, the answer is not that as easy as you may think, because, you're the expert, why don't you look at all the resources available to you and take a look and see whether, can you buy this product at a lower cost? Can you switch that product to something else that might be equivalent? If you're looking at GLP-1, or you're looking at proton pump inhibitors, or if you're looking at any other class of drug, SSRIs and so on, is there a product that maybe I can switch this patient to, which might cost the patient less, number one, and number two, the DIR fee will be very minimal. So those are the things that you're going to have to start thinking. And that's exactly what the kind of stuff that we're going to talk about in our podcast. And we want you to join us every week. And we're going to talk about this podcast. We're going to talk about different things. And of course, we'll be sharing other pharmacists and other experts' opinion. And we'll talk more about how you could make a more profitable business. And we hope you join us. And we'll talk to you soon. Thank you.
Thanks for tuning into the Profitable Prescription Podcast. If you'd like to be a guest on our show, please contact us with the email in the description. And please be sure to like and share our podcast on your favorite playlist directory.